Good morning. Are you guilty of catastrophizing? Do you always assume that the worst is going to happen? You've got a headache and you worry there might be a brain tumour. You've got a stomach ache and you worry that it might be bowel cancer. Your husband is 10 minutes late and you worry that he's been in a car accident. Your brother hasn't answered a text message and you worry that he's ill. You feel a driving test and say you'll never be able to drive. You tell yourself that you've got the worst luck in the world. Now, don't get me wrong, bad things happen in life and for us they feel like a catastrophe. Usually, really bad things don't come round very often, and thankfully they don't come round very often. But when we catastrophize, we behave as if they happen just about every day. We all experience those heart-wrenching moments at some point in our lives, like the night I got a phone call to go to the hospital to be told by the consultant that my father had had a catastrophic stroke. He never recovered. Or the phone call to say that they were working on my mum, but she was already gone by the time I arrived at the hospital. Or the phone call to tell us that my mother-in-law had passed away and we were living in London at the time. Those heart-wrenching moments do come round, but thankfully they don't come round very often. And yet we still catastrophize, believing the worst is going to happen. Jesus said, "Can any of you add 15 inches to your height just by worrying about it?" He spoke about the futility of catastrophizing the very stuff of life and instead insisted that we should make our top priority God's kingdom and His way of life. He said, "So don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow can worry about itself. One day's trouble at a time is quite enough." Take that on board today and give up catastrophizing.